Come ye, all you who long for the word of your Creator, Almighty Yah. All you, seed of Abraham, who are called now by the Spirit of Yahuwah to come and be part of the joining together of Yasharel, of the modern day, of the latter day. We've been talking about the government of Yasharel. It's in the second commandment. We're going through the commandments of life. And the second commandment is don't have any contaminations among you. We got contaminations everywhere. But the particular contamination we're focused on right now is the contamination of modern governments who all want to rule you. You know, they pass all these secret laws and they don't tell you about them until all of a sudden they're affecting your pocketbook and you find out, man, I'm a slave again. You know, I'm back. All you do is walk to, to stores today, and I'm grateful that at least stores are hiring elderly. But it's so sad to me to see a 70, 80-year-old who's having to work. And I go up and ask him, I say, why are you working? You're 70 years old. You've been working 50, 60 years of your life. And I hear it over and over again. Well, we just have to. I said, you mean that you can't afford not to? What'd you do? And in most cases, they were faithful Americans. They were faithful workers. Got up every morning, go to work. Well, why is it after 50 years of work, they still don't have enough money to retire off of and to go do something that they want to do with their lives? Because the United States government has stolen their lives, stolen their livelihood, stolen their money. But that's going to change. Because there's a new group in town called the Barbarians of Yasharel. And we're going to straighten things out. Why? Not us particularly, but the word of Yah. Because as you hear it, and it gets into your soul and into your spirit, and I know you're just like me. You're resistant to all new religions because you think everything. No, you haven't. You haven't heard the faith of Yah, the Yahdi faith, the Yahuan faith. That's what you're going to hear now, if you'll listen. And it will be the seeds of freedom for you. You see, when we do it Yah's way, and I've done it 5 times now, so I know what I'm talking about. Yah's way will set you financially free in 7 to 14 years. It will. I'm just telling you, from my personal experience, this is 4 times I've given it all away. I love giving it away. I love starting over because actually it's fun, and I enjoy it because of the excitement, the creativity of seeing how God works. Well, all right, in this passage we're talking about what is his government. Nothing ever takes the place of Almighty Yah. Nothing. His law is above all. But then there is the interpretation of Yah's law that we are to have, and that's called a YAocracy. Everybody over 19 gets 1 vote. Parents get 2 votes. Ordained pastors, that is ministers of Yasharel, get 4 votes. They should because they have studied. They spent 10 years studying his word. It's the longest course of study in the world today. And believe me, it's a very rigorous course. And when you reach 50 without a felony, that is if you're a lawful, then it doubles. So individuals will get 2 votes, parents will get 4 votes, ministers will get 8 votes. So it's weighted towards the elders. And it's an excellent system. It just works. The president, the senator, the representatives in America would become our secretaries. We simply vote, and it becomes law. If we have a 2/3 vote, there's no 49, 51% stuff that divides us. No, it's got to have a 67% vote. And that means the majority of us, the vast majority, clear majority of us agree on this. And then it becomes law. And then we tell the president, okay, Jimmy or Frank or Donald or whoever it is that's in present, okay, take care of this now. And then we go eat lunch with our, if you've worked for 10 years or 14 years, you got plenty to retire on then. You go do what God wants you to do. Play a little golf, play a little tennis in the process. Go fishing. So enjoy life. And take your kids, your grandkids out, as Yahuwah meant us to live. It's called the abundant life. It's not in the sweet by and by, it's right now. It happens right now. Now I'm going to show you how we can get out of the hole. Not me, I can show you only because I know Yah's word. But I can show you how we can get out of the hole that we're in right now, that our government has put us in, and the preachers have put us in because they didn't study his original word. And why we got 70 and 80-year-olds having to work still, at companies just to make ends meet. That shouldn't be like that, and it's not going to be like that in the future. All right. Now, take something like, you say, Rafa, this is kind of crazy talk. Well, it's not crazy at all. We've already tried it. We put it to practice, and I'm telling you, it works. We're going to be putting it to practice in Cuba in these coming days because they're the greatest slave state in the Americas. And you watch what happens to Cuba. We're going to put it to work among Native Americans because they've been abused. We're going to put it in Afro-American communities. They've been abused. We're going to put it among the poor in America because they've been abused. We're going to put it among those who've just been run over by our society or by men that are trying to take things from them and abuse them and ride their backs. We'll use it for those who are paying attention. Now, most of the rich folks right now, they've already gotten rich by riding other people's backs. I'll give you one for instance. All right, Americans pay somewhere between 10 to 20 times more for their medicines than almost any other country in the world. American companies invented it, but then because of the lobby that they have here, that Big Pharma has in America, we can't get those same drugs that we need sometimes, especially when we get old. Some of the cancer drugs cost $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 per treatment. And you won't believe this, but they cost maybe $1,000 in other countries. That much difference. Antibiotics, often cost over $100 for a treatment in America. They're $5 down to $3 in other countries. We're going to change that. That's not free enterprise. You know why we have to pay that much? Because there is a monopoly on the medical system in America. Now they'll say, oh no, there's not. We have free enterprise. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? Why can't we have doctors then to come in from anywhere in the world and work for whatever price they want to? That's free enterprise. Why don't we open the doors to have construction workers come in from anywhere in the world? Well, I know people saying, well, in that case, then we couldn't make a living we're making. Yes, we could. We could. We start using our brains, and we start learning how to engineer the house, engineer the building, how to build the factory, and then we use cheap labor from anywhere in the world that wants to come in to do it. It's simple. It's the American way. How do you think America got built in the first place? It was by immigrant labor and by slave labor. And by the way, one of the things that we barbarians are going to do is we're going to get the government to pay, first of all, the Native Americans for the land we stole from them, or our forefathers stole from them, or at least half of it. And most of them have agreed to, okay, we'll give you half in order just to have peace amongst us, but you pay for the other half. I think that's pretty fair. The Afro-Americans who were forced to come here and as slaves. Yes, there's been a lot of affirmative action programs. We need to figure all that in, but they still haven't been paid for a lot of the atrocities that were committed against them. It ain't going to hurt us to do that. In fact, it's going to bless us because we're going to become a brand new America, a barbarian America, a righteous America, America with justice. We're going to take care of our kids. We got over 3 million kids, homeless kids in America right now. Well, us barbarians are going to take care of that. We're going to create ranches. We're going to put them on those ranches and teach them how to work, teach them how to live productive lives. It's going to be fun. We're going to see a brand new America open up. We're going to see wireless electricity all across America. We actually are at the forefront of that. The barbarians are. Clean electricity. You don't have to wire a house. In fact, in the future, you're not even going to need fuel for your car. It's going to charge up by a little meter, and the electricity is going to come in same way your radio waves do, and they're going to charge your car up. You're not going to need to pull over except for something to eat. And by the way, it's going to cut the cost of driving a car by 80%. 80%. Your pickup trucks are going to be environmentally clean, no pollution. And it's going to cut the cost of your fuel by 80%. Tractors are going to run off clean electricity. It's going to be a whole new world that's coming up. And it's already been started by YAocracy and the barbarians. And so there's going to be companies that we're going to teach you how to start. We're going to teach you how to be business people, world-class business people. And America is not going to suffer a bit. In fact, the suffering that we're having right now is because we got this enormous debt of $2.1 million that each one of us owes because we're operating in fiat currency called the American dollar. Sorry, it's just going to have to die. And if you're in American dollars, get out. I'm just warning you, get out. Because it's going to be worth 1% of what it is today. I know that sounds radical, but it's going to happen. Get in real estate. Get in land. Get in fact, if you really want to prosper, go out and buy you some farmland and borrow as much as you can on it, because the debt on it's going to stay the same, but the value of that debt's going to shrink as the value of dollars goes down. So your income's going to go up. Go buy you some gold, and and the value of that land is going to double, triple, quadruple, go up tenfold, then go up 20, go up 30, go up 40 times. And just $1,000 worth of gold is going to pay off probably $400,000 of mortgage. That's free for you. Just made a bunch of you millionaires if you go out there and act on it. So our job is to help people to prosper. It's to make your life abundant. Yahuwah wants your life to be abundant. This is all the second commandment. It's the second commandment. He tells us how to vote. Tells us how to have a YAocracy, and you're going to see it in the news because country after country is going to move to a YAocracy, and then you're going to see the economy begin to just take off. It's just going to rise, and blessings are going to flow. And then we're going to help the world get in stable currency, back in currency that's not tied to whatever some government votes. That's fiat currency. That time is gone. So I hope this has blessed you. Think about it, study it, and we'll be back with more later on. Have a blessed day.